Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's somehow you're stumbling on this video and you decide you want to watch. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm talking about my top movies of 2025. Everyone's doing their reviews, their end of year videos. It's my turn. And mine is just about similar to a lot of people, I think, but it's different enough that it's just different enough. It has a few curveballs in there. So to start it off, I'll actually do some ones I haven't watched that I do want to. I really didn't watch that many movies in 2025. I only watched like 50 or so new releases. Not even, probably closer to like 30 or 40. Eternity, I heard good things about. I really wanted to check that out. FNAF 2, Wicked 2, I did not have the chance to check out, but I heard okay things. Begonia, um, Begonia, I heard was amazing with uh, Emma Stone. I heard it was weird. I heard it was off kilter. It's Yorgos Lanthimos again. It's their second time in a row collaborating. Die My Love. There was Now You See Me 3 that I wanted to check out. Frankenstein. Bring Her Back. Everyone was talking about. There's a lot I missed, unfortunately. So actually talking about my top ones, getting into it, my honorable mentions. The Fennekin Scheme was a fun time from Wes Anderson. I didn't quite love it the way I loved Asteroid City. I thought that encapsulated like everything you would love about Wes Anderson. Caught Stealing was a good time. Freakier Friday was hilarious. It was a really good theater watch, I think. 28 Days Later was great. Predator Badlands was great. So was Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and Superman, all pretty good. I did really like Final Reckoning. I didn't love it. Didn't crack my top 10. It was better than a lot of people were saying, I think. Sorry Baby was a pretty good, um, not sad, but a pretty melancholy A24 movie with some pretty happy moments, but it's a very slice of life, and life isn't always peaches and cream. So my top 10, the meat and potatoes here. So for 10, The Naked Gun. The Naked Gun was such a fun time. I'm so happy I saw it in theaters. I saw it in theaters twice. I saw it with my roommate, opening day, and then I saw it with one of my best friends. And it was, especially the first time, seeing a comedy on opening weekend with, people ready to laugh. There's nothing like it. It's why, we need comedies in theaters. Absolutely. Second, or I mean, ninth was Weapons. Weapons was really good. A real crowd pleaser. People loved Weapons. I'm really glad, not to jump ahead, but we got Sinners and Weapons, two fully original movies that have interesting premises and are just, the presentation in both is really what makes it. Uh, it's just so good. The shifting perspectives, the horror stuff, uh, everything is done really well. The horror stuff, the thriller stuff, the drama. There's one or two funny moments too. Going to number 8, Magazine Dreams. This was a smaller one, not quite as many people talked about, but it got a little bit of buzz. It's kind of a weird behind the scenes story. Jonathan Davis, Jonathan Majors, not Jonathan Davis, that's Korn. Jonathan Majors was obviously, Kang in the terrible Ant-Man movie, and they planned on him being Kang, and that didn't work out, and he got in trouble for friggin' abusing his girlfriend, and there was a whole court case about it, and it killed his reputation And side note, but I'm not even sure why it did so much, because there's other celebrities that does not happen to. Chris Brown comes to mind. I mean, I don't know why it's given a pass so many times, but then, uh, you know, it's like we pick and choose who we want to cancel sometimes. I just don't really get it. But he's a good actor, even if he's a real shitty person. And Magazine Dreams was a really, really amazing character study on bodybuilding and isolation. And I think being on the spectrum and being a black man on the spectrum in America, it's not ever really confirmed or addressed in the movie, but to me, it was very, even if he wasn't on the spectrum, he was very alienated, and he kind of resented everyone around him, in a way, but wanted to like connect to everyone in a way. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. It's kind of coming of age, like late coming of age. Like he's in his mid to late 20s in the movie. But I really related to, the body dysmorphia and the desire to improve, but I guess he's sort of torn between like wanting to improve his body for himself or wanting to do it because it looks good, at the competitions and whatnot. It's a really good movie. But unfortunately it's tainted by the main actor stuff, but also there's a ton of people that work on movies, so you can't, I even thought a little bit beforehand, I'm not going to see this movie because it has this actor in it, but you think about it more, and you just, it's a piece of art, unless like the art is like directly, being seeped into like the artist's shitty opinions and views, kind of like Kanye, then I think it's a little different, but in some ways you have to separate the art from the artist. Moving on, Sinners. Sinners was so good. I'm so glad everyone loved Sinners. I mean, it makes sense if you put a big budget and a big marketing campaign behind an original movie with a director people like and a main actor people like and maybe a couple other side actors people also do like. It makes a good amount of money, and also it was received so well. I mean, I'm sure it will sweep at the Oscars. I don't know if it will sweep, but it should do good. Choreography, it could do well at direction, maybe best picture. So that was also great. I mean, the dance scenes and just the energy of the movie. It's very, it's horror, and it's dark, and there's vampires drinking blood, but then it knows when to have fun. It's really solid. And seeing in IMAX with like the expanding ratio was so good. Sixth, Wake Up Dead Man. Really, really, really good mystery. I was actually really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. And I don't, not to compare immediately, but I don't know if it's quite as good as one. After watching it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best one. This is better than the first one. This is better than the second one. And maybe I'd have to rewatch the first just to compare. But if as far as mysteries go, that's about as good of a movie as you can get. Josh O'Connor's great in it, playing the main priest, and it's kind of crazy seeing him play, the hot hunk in Challengers, and then he's playing a do-gooding priest. But man, the cast is stacked. Everyone has talked about the shadows within the church as Craig and O'Connor have their conversation about faith and detective work. Really solid all around. Here we go into the top 5. This is where it gets down to the nitty gritty, and I actually wrote full notes. for my top 5, just to be pretty in depth. Marty Supreme. So good. One of the movies we will remember in years to come. I remember even before Uncut Gems, I watched Good Time, hearing about it, and so good. That's one that sticks with you. Like on the run movies where the character is just constantly in peril or constantly putting themselves in peril, constantly chasing something, constantly needing something, blah 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 blah. Whatever it is, it's high anxiety, and it, in a voyeuristic way, it makes me like kind of feel like I can handle my own life a little bit better. It makes me feel like I can do the dishes, or I can go work my 8-hour shift, and I can handle it if these characters can handle the stresses that they handle in the movie. Marty Supreme was funny and off kilter. It knew when to have fun and when to be thrilling and when to be serious, when to be a sports movie and when to be a drama. It's got a lot going on. Just so solid. It was really good. Fourth, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Just jaw-dropping to see in IMAX 3D. I don't think it's quite as... I don't feel like it's going enough to have its own identity as the first and second do, but still, it's the stuff with Awa towards the end, and the water scenes and the fire, Varang scenes. I mean, they're just beautiful. The opening act is great. I thought it was fast paced. They're setting up so much. And the final battle is like just everything you would want. I did feel so disappointed with certain very specific things in the story and what they do with one or two characters, where I'm just a little confused on what Cameron was exactly going for, but that doesn't stop it from being a really, really good sci-fi epic that is so however you want to say it, transports you, transportative. We'll make that a word. I like to think of it like if Avatar and Avatar 2 were A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, this is Cameron's Return of the Jedi. It's really, really good, but it doesn't quite scratch the itch that Way of Water did for me. Number three, Eddington. So good. I remember seeing this in theaters, and the gunshots, the sound design, I just remember it so distinctly. I've wanted to rewatch it again, but I've wanted to show people it, and I've had the time for that either. But it's obviously a very politically charged movie, and kind of, not to spoil, but opposite to One Battle After Another, it's more like a movie with political themes than it is like overtly political. It really does feel like a Western that takes place in COVID, that is also directed in a modern way and has modern techniques, but also, Ari Aster knows what he's doing. He's I'm sure he referenced a bunch of old movies too, and he's combining like new elements and old elements. Because it's just so interesting. I mean, seeing it from a sheriff's perspective too, and he has a little bit more power and like more overview of the town. And unfortunately, it wasn't quite the critical darling that One Battle After Another was. Didn't make as much money either. I think it was almost just as compelling and just as great technically, amazing performances and all that. I thought Eddington was great. One Battle After Another for number two. One Battle After Another was such a moment in 2025. And I actually wrote, I think, the most notes within all my top five movies. Like, it was kind of this one and then Avatar were the most I wrote. It's the favorite from most people, and for a reason. Amazing presentation. It feels small and intimate, but it's so big and bombastic. It is able to do both of those. And the piano score is the constant background, and it ties those together. It's a piano, something very simple, a very beautiful and elegant instrument, but it's shown in this very hit you over the head with a hammer, anxiety-inducing way. It's obviously very politically charged, and while I read and I've heard that the script and stuff was written much earlier, I don't think it could have came out at a more perfect time. Being Trump's first year in office and seeing the disdain for immigrants, and that has kind of permeated a lot of circles, and ICE having just unfiltered power. It just feels like God chose this time for the movie to come out. And in a really voyeuristic way, it was kind of nice to see the revolutionaries win for once. In what was his name? Paul, I think was Leonardo DiCaprio's name, or Bob. And in some ways he does win. The ending was great. Needle drops are great. I mean, the stuff at the very end, the end action scene, the chase scene, it just shows you so many techniques that you didn't think could be used in a car chase scene. Just so good. I think we'll all remember One Battle After Another. Big number one, goes to The Surfer. Such a good movie. Nicolas Cage plays this dad taking his son to go surf at this beach. And the surfers there won't let them surf. And that is kind of the jumping off point of the movie. Nicolas Cage is essentially battling this cult that is running the running the beach, and it's about being estranged from your family. It's about cults, like I said, and being gaslit, and people rejecting you. It's about ostracization and all the feelings that come with that. Oh, hey, Boba. And it's just so trippy with how being in the sun and the sunlight and being outside, hearing the seagulls, I mean, you lose track of time within where the story is and within the movie. It was just so trippy to see. You don't know really what's going to happen next. Very few times are there times where you really don't really know what will happen. The Surfer is one of those movies. Nicolas Cage he's perfectly cast as this guy trying to keep it all together. He's trying to make it his way back home. He's trying to get to his son. He loves his son. He loves sort of loves his wife. The Surfer is one you have to check out. And I've been meaning to watch it with my roommate, because I do have the Blu-ray, and I think it comes with the director's commentary as well. And I'm very curious to see what he'll say. So, Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to me yap about. I really enjoyed making this video, and I think I was clear enough. And not too many ums and ahs within the video. So thank you for watching. I'm not sure how hard I'll really hit YouTube within this year, but I definitely do want to watch a lot more movies. So we'll see if that translates to more reviews or whichever. Thank you for watching.